What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all enjoyed the last one. We got a new one here. Pretty big project. It's a nice project. I'm excited about it. And we got some lights. We got at least 3 lights in here. It's pretty nice. I'll turn my side light on. But we got a paint job. It's gonna have to be a fairly nice one. This is just some side throw-in stuff, but you ready for this? Boom. Or bam. I should say bam. 52 Chevy hardtop in for complete paint job. This car's in really nice shape. Nice little V8 in it. Corvette drivetrain. So we're gonna slick it out and give it a nice little paint job. My goal today is to start on the roof and get the roof primed in. I'm going to have to put some seam sealer in the drip rail. It's got some issues going on there. Can I see that? We'll drop some seam sealer down in there. Get all of it primed in. But I'm going to stretch some plastic over it. That way I don't get no dust and everything all over that nice motor. Try to keep all the dust out of the car best I can. We'll get the roof done, and we'll move down to the body and trunk and hood. I'll probably do them last after I get the bulk of the car done. The hood, we got to weld up the front holes. I think we're going to keep everything else. And it is raining. It's been raining a lot. It's cooled it down. It's only like 70 degrees. I'll take it. Wherever this weather come from, whoever sent it, send some more, because I'm over this hot weather. So let's get after it and get this thing sanded and primed and get as far as I can today. Woo! Man, that rain's coming down. It's alright though. We'll take it. It's been like, I think all of June and July with hardly any rain. So all right. All right, I got the plastic over it. I didn't record it because taping's boring. I can't stand it. So we get the sander and get some. I'm only going to start off with some 180 to see what it looks like. I had to move the car back a little bit because I got a little bit of a leak right there, and I was wondering why the roof was a little wet right there. So now the tape don't want to stick real good right there. So find my sander wherever I did with it. Oh Lord. Come on, sander, where you at? Oh, there it is. All right. Get some 180. And we'll get going to town on this thing. All right. Okay. Got it primed. Turned out good. Kind of highlights some areas that we couldn't see before, but I kind of saw them when I was sanding them. But there's a couple little dings right there. Lead work from the factory on both sides got to be worked. Of course, it'll all get blocked. There's about 2 to 4 coats on this. Get a good mill thickness. So I'm gonna let this sit overnight. Probably this is gonna be a few days before we even touch this roof again. Tomorrow we'll come in, try to do the bottom section and see how far I can get. At least get the tail panel done on both sides, maybe the doors, and then front fenders. Maybe the following day, maybe. We'll see how far we get. I ain't gotta run no errands tomorrow, so I should be able to get over here and really throw down on some work. And I gotta get that done, or closer to done. So I'm kind of doing two at one time. So, all right, well, we will see how far we get tomorrow. All right, next day, I got a little bit of work done already. I had to sand this side down, and of course started chasing a bunch of rust. Bottom panel down there has been replaced, but I had to chase it because there's a dent right here, and it still had moisture in behind the body filler. I don't know. Talked to the owner of the car. Me and him talked about it, and he's like, "This is going to be a driver, so just do the best you can." I don't want to really carry it any further than what it is. I chased it as far as where I didn't see no more rust in behind the body filler. So now I've been working on this too. So yeah, body filler. There's a right way to use it and a wrong way to use it. That's the wrong way to use it, but it ain't gonna matter on that. So that'll probably last longer than that thing is gonna be on the road. So I'm gonna get this side sanded, get it about like that other side. I think it's gonna be in a little bit better shape because it just looks better on this side. I'm not gonna carry it as long as I don't see rust in behind where I'm trying to feather out. I'll leave it. This car will sit in the garage and it will be taken care of, so I'm not too much worried about it. But he is on the same page as me. You know, yeah, it may get a bubble back in it. That, you know, that's just what these cars do. They rust. But this is just supposed to be a paint job. It ain't like a full restoration, so it's just a paint job. And you know, I done carried it a lot further than what most people would have. And I put some rust treatment on this side, so I'm gonna let it sit overnight. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side, and then come back tomorrow and we'll get it primed in. I was hoping to get it primed today, but I'd rather take the extra step just trying to prevent what I can. So let's get after it and get this side sanded. I think I'm done with this one for the day. I've been all over the place. I've been busier than a one-legged man in ass kicking competition. So let's get after it. It's way better shape than the driver's side. I'm glad. And this guy's typical body filler at the bottom. Had an old repair down here, but it was all really good. It was welly done. So I'm gonna leave it. I didn't see no rust up underneath the body filler. I don't know why, but I mean, well, I guess I kind of do. Some of these projects they get started on, and something happens, they get pushed to the side, whether it be, death or financial reasons, lost interests. Could be a mixture of things, lost interest or financial, whatever it is. They get put in primer, and primer isn't weather ready. It's not going to survive. This primer is porous, so if you have a primer project and you put it outside and it gets rained on one day, you may be okay. But if it goes on weeks to months, constantly getting rained on and sweating and stuff like that, the primer is just going to let all that moisture up underneath, and it's going to get right back down to your metal surface, and then you're back to sanding all what you just put on off. All that just went to waste. Because if you paint over it, you're asking for problems. And more than likely, this is probably still going to bubble up. It's still going to do its thing. I mean, we're not doing a full restoration. We're just trying to make it better than it was and make a nice driver. But if you're going to let your project sit outside, or you're not going to get to it in a while, just put a single stage, spray it down with some single stage. At least just put something on it. I mean, at least if you got some single stage on it, it'll seal it. It'll look decent sitting outside. And then if you sell it, the guy behind you ain't got to come in and sand all the primer back off and start all the way over. And if it sits out there long enough, it gets up underneath the body filler too, because body filler is porous. It lets moisture in. That's why it has to be top coated. So I'm gonna put some rust mort on it. I'm using this Sims rust mort. I like letting it sit 24 hours before I do anything else to it. Now it says something about you can put it on there, let it sit for however long, and rinse it back off with water. But why would you put water on something that you're trying to stop rusting? I don't know. So I let it sit for 24 hours or overnight. Let it do its thing, let it dry, because it dries to a coating. And then I'll come back over it with some 320 or a scuff pad on a DA, kind of rough it back up, and then we'll top coat it, because it has to be top coated like primer. So This is just an extra step I'm taking to kind of maybe hopefully help any kind of rust pop up on the body. Luckily the roof wasn't that bad, so I feel pretty confident the roof is going to be okay. It actually looked better than the quarter panels. This quarter panel looks 1,000 times better than that one over there. So, but this will, supposedly it's supposed to neutralize the rust, turn it black, all that good stuff. So we're going to put a good coat of this on, let her sit overnight, and I'll come back in the morning. I'm just going to brush it all over everything. It can't hurt. It also says you don't want a thick coat on it. Well, I'm going to make sure it's good and coated. Like I said, trying to do the best we can. And trying to take this extra step. Hopefully it lasts a good while. The other side already had some bubbling up going on. This side, the lower part of the quarter been replaced, so that's a good thing. Somebody's done did some metal work. Body work on this side is a lot better than the other side. I don't know if they did the driver's side first and got better to do this side. I don't know. It looks like somebody stripped this car with a grinder. Terrible. Got all kind of lines in it where somebody took a grinder to it. Just went to town. You can kind of see where somebody just took a grinder and just went to town on this thing. Feel pretty confident that it's going to be okay, at least for a little while. This stuff here was real bad. It's already turned black. It was just orange rust, straight rust. This whole side, this whole section here was rust. I mean, so it's done turned it back to metal for the most part. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna spray a little bit of something on this, and I'm gonna be pretty much done for today. Hit it again tomorrow. I was hoping to get this thing in prime, but I don't know, saying all that, man, just rather take this extra step. So we'll get it hard tomorrow and try to get it primed and see how tomorrow goes. May get to the doors and fenders, maybe. Be nice to see this whole car primered. And then we get to start body work. It is next day, and I have already been here. I got this pretty much scuffed. Hit it with some 180 and a scuff pad at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but you know what I mean, one after another. Got it good and smooth. Metal has a nice gray look to it. So I'm going to wipe it down one more time with some Prep All wax and grease remover. We got it taped up the rest of the way. I got some primer mixed up, ready to go. So get these big old hips and some primer today. We'll see how far I can get on it today. Yeah. These quarter panels are going to take a lot of work. I hope the front fenders and doors are going to be a little different story. But we will find out when we get there. Make sure she's all good. I may blow it down one more time just to make sure we're good and clean. There's a lot of dust in the trunk jam. Really humid today. It feels good, but it's humid. It's real, not really an ideal setting for what we're doing today, but the show must go on. So, gotta keep moving forward. Yeah, there's a lot of dust in that jam. Let me get my blower. I know it's annoying hearing this blower. All right, I think it's about as clean as she's gonna get. Put on my mask, and we'll get doing some priming on this girl. Well, my microphone had died earlier, and so I just had to crank up some scanners and get after it. So I got this whole thing in primer. I got it stripped down. As far as I was willing to take it, it's got some filler in random areas. I just I feathered it until I was comfortable with it. I got the trunk on it. Trunk sanded out clean, which I was glad of. Doors and everything sanded out fairly decent. It's just now we kind of see this had some body filler that was busted up, had some rust in behind it. I went ahead and ground all that out. Everything else had body filler on it. Looked fairly good underneath, like from what I could tell, so I was scared to go any further. This is just a paint job. It's basically a paint job with some heavy what do you call it? I just had a brain fart. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. So it's got some pits in it. It's got some areas that need work. I was hoping a lot of that's going to high build out, but this is probably going to be the first of two high build sessions. So I'm probably going to have to high build this thing again once I get all the body work fixed. And so I think the next thing I'm going to do is tackle the roof. The roof has got a couple of little spots in it. There's a eyebrow right here. It's the only one I see in the whole roof. There's a couple little dings on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the roof pretty much ready to go. I may go ahead and shoot the roof next. I don't know if I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. I got a lot of house chores I gotta get done that I ain't been able to because of 200-degree weather and rain. But yeah. Motorcycle going down the road running about 400 miles an hour. I'm happy with what I got done. This is a goal for me for the week. So I like to let this primer sit as long as possible before you sand on it. Kind of let it get good and cured. 'Cause I got 3 to 4 coats on it, trying to cover anything that can get covered. And I know, of course, we're going to have some body work areas, but that's going to do it for me today. I am wore out. Put in a good day today. So maybe next week, maybe tomorrow. But I know next week I'm gonna be on it hard, trying to get this roof done, then trying to get the rest of the car ready. So until then, we will catch y'all later. Well, it's been a few days. 3 to be exactly. So we're gonna get back on this hole 52 hardtop. I think we're gonna start back with the roof. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get the roof knocked out. I like to get it painted this week, and then work on the behemoth hips of this car. I know I got a couple little spots in this thing, but what I'm gonna do now is just go ahead and kind of guide coat it and go ahead and start kind of blocking it with 180. I'm gonna use some red primer, rust stop paint for kind of like a guide coat. Just gonna kind of lightly mist over it. You can use flat black for this. You can use anything flat. I've had problems in the past. I'm having problems with this now. Using like glossy paints, they tend to gum up your sandpaper, so you gotta use a flat color. Kind of helps out. Let's do a light little mist on this. A little block. That's another thing, when you get a can and you're done spraying, always hold it upside down and spray it. And usually it'll help clear it out, but this one ain't doing it. So don't listen to me. Usually it clears it out. All right. Get it set up with some 180 and start blocking. I'm gonna finish my coffee though, because I don't want dust all in my coffee. Hey, got my sanding piece set up with some 180. This is probably one of my favorite things to use. It's got just the right amount of flex to it. And it's about time for a new one, because this one's about wore slap out like everything else I own. So I'm gonna start on this side, kind of work back and work my way around. I know I got a couple little dings right here, but this is gonna be getting primed one more time. I might try to prime it today, I hope. So while I got it all taped up. So I'm gonna set my coffee up here, that way I can knock it down and get coffee all over the car. And just take your time. Hey, kid, trick your buddies. Tell them you're gonna have a block party. Make them come over and this be the block party. They might be a little disappointed, but you can try that. Goodbye clean clothes. All right, I'm gonna show you. This is what I'm talking about. You start finding your low spots. that may sand out. So we're just gonna keep sanding this side until we get the whole side clean. So hopefully it all sands out where it's all uniform and there ain't no metal breaking through, and which ain't a big deal if it does, because like I said, we're gonna prime it again anyway, and then we're gonna block it again. Keep cross hatching. Go this way for a little while, and then go this way for a little while. All right, I'm gonna get this side sanded and catch up with y'all in a little bit. Try to get killed in the process. All right, got it all blocked. Had to crank up some Skinnerd and just get after it again. Just make yourself comfortable when you're doing this. But you can see where we gotta work. This is where they leaded the roof from the factory, and they're never perfect here. But you can see where we picked up some eyebrows. This here, I'm not gonna too much worry about. I'm gonna hit it with some more primer. This here ought to prime out. Now you could try to take a hammer and try to tap, but you end up causing more issues than what you already got. So you might as well just either skim it with a light skim coat of some glaze. I might hit that one. That one there's pretty violent. This one here, I might hit with some glaze. This definitely, that almost blocked out right there. As soon as you start breaking through, that's when you need to stop, because you don't want to take out too much material. That might prime out. That's pretty violent right there. I'm gonna have to skim coat that. That's pretty violent there. That's real violent right here. So a couple spots, we'll get some skim coat. All the little pitting down here, all that'll prime back out. I'm gonna hit all this primer again. Got a little bit of work to do right here. Fill this in. All them little pits, they'll prime out. So don't worry about them if you're doing something similar to what I'm doing. These old roofs are bad about getting eyebrows in them, I guess. Back in the day, man, they go to concerts and stuff and just sit on the roof and stuff and deform the metal. They didn't think about it back then. They were just cars. Just setting stuff on top of them, sitting on them, standing on them. So my 52, it looks like Jessica White tap danced all over top of it. So yeah, I'm gonna skim coat. Probably just gonna go ahead and skim coat the side. They're pretty rough. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of that made up, get that wiped on, and go from there. Okay, we got all them spots blocked down. I'm gonna come back. I got a little knuckle right here and a little deep spot there. See, I stopped because I started digging too deep right here and right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe that again. A little bit of a divot there. Everything else seemed to sand out fairly decent. Got a little work to do on this side also, same thing. A little deep. Started digging too much. So I'll just skim over that. Might wipe that one more time. This is probably the worst eyebrow that's on it. And right here. So I got to skim these 4 spots. Everything else feels fairly decent. I think it'll prime out the rest of the way. And for right now, I'm gonna take a hammer and I'm gonna hit this this knuckled up spot. I'm gonna take the pointed end of my hammer and just kind of Kind of hit it a couple times. Still feels kind of ballooned out right here. So feels a little better. We'll wipe that, get it blocked back out, and then we'll prime this roof again. So then mix up some glaze. We'll glaze these spots, do the process over again. Okay, I got it all primed, blocked, primer, blocked and primed. So it's looking pretty good. Got some trash coming out of my gun right there. That ain't no big deal. But I just hit it with 2 coats. Alright, good. Cannot talk. And about lost this stupid microphone again. Fell off and went up under the car. So this thing sucked. So I'm gonna let that sit overnight. I may go ahead and get on these big hips on this thing. At least get it started on this driver's side, because this is the worst one. Trying to psych myself up to do it. It's got a lot of problems. So, especially right there, I know I got a lot of work to do right there. So, before I reprime this one, I'm definitely gonna have to fix that. I think the trunk's gonna come out okay. It sanded out good the first time. So I'm gonna guide coat it and all that, but I'm gonna probably just hit it with my DA and just kind of see what it does. The body, I'm gonna make sure I get it as straight as I can, but I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it because we are putting a satin clear on it. I want it to look good, but also can't spend a whole lot of time on it. Like I said, this is just a paint job. This is not a restoration, just a paint job. Heavy prep. So, psych myself up. We'll start blocking this quarter panel at least and be done for today. All right, well, I blocked this side real quick, and it is about as rough as a corn cob. It's going to take a lot of work to get this one back straight. A lot of wiping and blocking. I'm hoping this side is going to be okay. It's sanded out better than the other side. But I'm about done for today. I'm going to probably just hit this again tomorrow. Wore out. Tired. But pretty good bit of work done. I got the roof pretty much ready other than sanding it down. I get it rest of the way sanded and ready tomorrow, and we'll work on these quarter panels. Try to get them ready. That'd be tomorrow's goal. And then we'll move to the doors and so forth. Still got a lot of work to do on the hood. The hood's gonna be a lot of work too. But I am gonna try to get this roof painted here pretty soon. So until tomorrow. What's going on? It's been a day, over a day. Me and the wife, she actually helped me yesterday. We blocked this car and blocked this car and blocked it to get it ready for a second prime. Still got the roof. It's still from where I primed it the other day, but we blocked this fender here, man. This whole side has just been like as rough as a corn cob. I mean, it has been bad. I had to wipe this entire side and on this quarter panel at least, and work on this door. This fender, you can see, kind of hard to see with the lighting, but it is just, I don't know what somebody was doing. It's like 2 different people were doing this car originally. And yeah, one guy working on this side didn't know what the hell he was doing. Then the guy on this side halfway knew what he was doing. So this side here sanded out 10 times better. The top of the fender was a little bit rough, but that's to be expected with these old cars. Man, this side sanded out way better. Got a couple little spots, but we're gonna hit it again with some primer after I'm gonna wipe this fender, reblock it, get it closer, and we'll prime the whole car again. And gotta find out about this antenna hole. I always get rid of them because I think they're ugly, but yeah, that thing is rough as a corn cob, man. I can't believe how rough it is right there. That just blows my mind. But it's like somebody just on either side of the fender and just taking a hammer on each side, just hitting it with a hammer. But get it all wiped, resanded, and ready for primer. So go ahead and mix up some filler and get to wiping. Well, open up a can of worms. I just noticed, like, on this quarter panel there were some spots that just didn't look right. I said, that ain't the way that looked yesterday when I left. So I dug it back out. It's all on the floor right there. Thing had like probably 3/4 of an inch of body filler on it, which I knew it had some body filler on it, but we were just trying to smooth it back out, not dig into it so deep, because like I said, it's just supposed to be a paint job. This thing, I don't know, overnight there's a spot right there I'm gonna have to deal with too, probably. See how they're just darkened up. Luckily this is the only spots on the car. I ground all the other body filler out of it and just kind of redid it, but it had a bad spot there, really bad spot here, and then it had a bad spot right in here. So that was just nothing but a big patty of body filler, big patty of body filler, and another big patty of body filler. There's a dent right here, pretty deep. You can probably eat cereal out of it. There's a little bit of a crease right there. It ain't that bad, but there's a pretty bad crease right here. I'm gonna try to pull that out. Right here, there's a little bit of a crease, but the rest of it ain't that bad. And it had so much body filler on it. Like I said, whoever was doing this side just didn't know what the hell they were doing. They just, I don't know. It was already rough to begin with. It wasn't even smooth like body work that was there. It was rough. This side was pretty decent. So now I'm gonna take my stud gun, try to pull this out just a little bit, get it a little bit closer, and re-wipe it, reblock it, redo this side again. I know I should have done it to begin with, but like I said, we were just trying to get away with what was already there. And I know I already fixed a lot of stuff at the bottom, and it had a lot of moisture in right there where the dent was, and had some moisture up here in the front. And I dug all that out around the wheel opening. All that's fresh. So is it correct? Probably not to you professionals, but you know, for these old cars, they get what they get. I mean, we ain't replacing quarter panels. We're trying to redo what's already there. So I just, I know I'll sleep better at night knowing I dug all that out and I didn't put a nice paint job on this thing and have some brown spots come back over through the paint. So that's what I was kind of worried about when I saw it. But I'm gonna dig this spot out too. I hit it with my sandpaper and it just clogged the sandpaper up instantly. So kind of one spot there too. I don't understand that, but I'm kind of glad it showed me now. I'm glad it showed me what it needed before we got too far. So we're still in the first prime stage, and hell, this quarter panel may need 3 different primes as rough as it is. I don't know what in the world. They couldn't drive or something. Somebody was mad at them. Really got side swiped. This whole side's just like. But let me go ahead and get the stud gun out on this thing. We'll see if we can put some studs down through here. We'll pull this crease out. Go ahead and pull this dent out best we can, and pull this bag crease out. And I think we'll be okay. Then we'll get back to where we were. Having to make sure she gets a little bit hotter for a little bit longer. I'm gonna pull them and see what it does first. Oh yeah, come on out of there. Come on out of there. What I thought. Pretty good. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Put one right there. Yeah, right there. Oh yeah, like she wanted to come back out. Gonna look like a porcupine. Much better. Man, that pulled out a bunch. Right there. Well, we're just gonna do best we can. We got it out a little bit. It ain't out perfect, but it's better than it was. I'm just not getting enough voltage out of that gun with the electrical problems we're having right now, so I'll get these knocked off, get it wiped, reblock it. We finally got everything reworked. Day and a half of rework. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. So now we're getting ready to do the second prime. We'll try to do about 4 to maybe 3 to 4 coats, and hope for the best. So I'm gonna hit everywhere we got body filler. We'll hit all them spots first, and then come back and shoot the whole thing over uniform. That way everything that's getting primer will have an extra coat on it. And like I said, you're not supposed to reduce this, but with as humid and hot as it is, I'm reducing it. So that's supposed to go on the floor. I'm tired. Got her in here sanding. Showing her how to do it. Decided to go ahead and hit this roof with some 320 on the DA just to kind of see what it's going to do. It's sanding out real easy, so probably going to go ahead and get this roof prepped, get it good and clean. You got to rinse the floor and all that stuff, let it drip dry overnight. And what'd you do? But I wanted to show y'all what not to do when you're blocking. You can kind of see, you might be able to see it. You can kind of see some lines. See some lines. This is where I was showing her how to block, and she was using the edge of the block to cut into what she was sanding. So, well, you're learning. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's what not to do. And also, you don't want a big giant curtain in your primer either, but that's just extra material. I don't charge extra for material, so that'll block out. All that's going to be sanded off anyway. But you want to keep your block flat as possible. Sometimes in these grooves like this, you just got to tear your piece off and use your hands. You're not going to hurt it. I mean, these fenders are they're extremely hard to block out because there's a curve on the whole surface. The whole thing is curved. So just take your time and don't use the edge of the block because then you start cutting grooves in your body. So, you know what she's doing there, instead of like when you're on a curve, you don't go back and forth, go like this. So, because when you go back and forth on a curve, you start cutting lines in your body. So basically all she's doing right now is paying attention to what she's sanding and basically sanding the orange peel out of the primer. Just getting it smooth. And don't fall off of that. Alright, we got it all sanded with 320. We went back over that with 600. Now we're going to give it a good scrub and scrub it dub with water and Comet and a scuff pad. She decided she wanted to record instead of actually doing the work. It's just fine with me. It's kind of nice having somebody hold the camera for a change. So, get this good and clean. We'll rinse it off real good. And then untape it. Gotta get all this old tape off. Rinse it off real good. Make sure we got no dust settling up nowhere. We plan on shooting this roof tomorrow. So I always wash. Try to always wash everything before I paint it. It kind of washes away dust. And it kind of gives you a preview on what it's going to look like once that water settles off of there. Kind of gets that slick look. I like it. Rinse it off. Now let that drip dry for tonight. We'll go ahead and peel this tape off and probably rinse it off one more time. Make sure there ain't no dust hiding in behind the tape. Let it drip dry overnight. We'll come back tomorrow, retape it. My favorite part. Love taping. Not really. and see if we can't get some dark silver on this roof and get it clear coated. And we'll let the body sit for a weekend. I always like to let that primer sit as long as possible before you go sanding on it. That way, whatever's shrinking, whatever it's going to do, it's going to do. And then when you sand it, after it sits for so long, you already know you're good, and what you got is what you got. So, all right. Today's the day we at least get the roof painted. So, we had a little bit of leak in the roof, so I moved the car back just a smidge, and just to kind of keep anything from maybe possibly falling on the roof while we're working on it. I'm gonna go over it and double check it. A couple spots right there I don't like that I didn't see yesterday. And some spots right here I don't like that I didn't see yesterday. So go over, check it. There's a spot right here in the drip rail. I'm gonna try to keep filling in with seam sealer. It just don't seem to want to fill right. Let's go over it, double check it, get it wiped down, and taped up and sprayed. And lightly just kind of scuff these up, little areas. That'll be fine. Try to hit this one spot down here, see if I can't sand out this little imperfection right in here. A little better. Yeah, we'll live with that. And knock these little spots down. That one right there. I kind of wanted to stay away from the drip rail because it makes it a little bit more challenging, but you can do it. That's a lot better. All right, now I'm gonna get it covered up with some plastic. Yippee. So, taping, the fun part. I'll trim out the chrome. I'm gonna trim out where I'm gonna tape first, and then I'll leave the plastic and cut the plastic out, tape the plastic to where I already trimmed out and tape, and we'll go from there. Yay. Wow. Tape. All right. She's wiped down, she's taped up, she's blown off, wiped down again, blown off again, double checked on the tape. Now I just gotta mix up some paint. My favorite part of the prep process is being able to see the shininess on the primer. That is just my favorite part. Knowing you did everything you can to get the prep just right. You can see the reflection of that light, right there. We did the best we could. So now we're gonna get some paint on this thing. This plastic keeps moving around. It gets me kind of nervous. So probably gonna drop this door down just a little bit and get this fan turned on and start shooting some paint. All right, we got 3 coats on there. I did 2 medium coats, first and second. Then the last coat I kind of dusted it, kind of set metallics a little bit, and make sure we ain't got no modeling going on or tiger stripe, stuff like that. I got my gun set up with some clear. And one other thing I do that most people probably tell you shouldn't do is I just leave the base coat in the gun, like whatever I pour whatever major access out, and then whatever's left in the gun after spraying and pouring, I pour the rest out. Whatever's left, I just add the clear to it, and then I just keep shooting clear through it. Then I clean the gun out, but just to get that little bit of extra on there. So a lot of people probably tell you shouldn't do that, but it really doesn't matter. You can do it. You can do whatever you want. So here we go. I'm gonna turn this fan on and get going. Alright, got first coat on. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm a hoser, so that's our first medium wet coat to me. So it's a little dry in the center, but there's a lot of metallics laying there. So we're gonna go definitely 3 coats, and I'm liable to get heavier and heavier as I spray. So like I said, I'm a hoser. Everybody that see me spray, like, God dang, gonna run off in the floor. Heck yeah, man, I want the thing to look like a caramel apple. So I'm gonna let this tack up a little bit and hit it with a second coat. All right, I forgot to hit record on the second go. I hammered it, and it is looking killer. This Finish One Clear is what I'm using. It's FC 740. It's super brilliant. It's got a good kind of amber look to the cup. Like when you pour it in the cup and mix it up, it's got a good amber look to it. And from what I've always been told, is like your amber colored clears are some of your better clears. So for a cheaper clear on the market, that's a really good clear. It's one of my favorites. I usually like spraying Deltron 2021, but that stuff is like for rich people, and I can't afford to buy it. So this is like my favorite clear to go to. Yeah, all my cars are probably gonna get this, and I'm not sponsored, but you know, hey, somebody from that company wants to, I'd be a huckleberry. But we'll let this tack up a little bit more. I poured out the access I've had in the gun that had the dirty clear. I call it the dirty clear. This is dirty clear. It's basically with base coat in it. I know that fan is loud. Y'all just got to bear with me. It's got a lot of stuff in here, but I poured that out. Gun's fairly clean now. Now I'm gonna hit it with clean clear on the last coat. And this thing ought to look awesome. So let it tack up a little bit more and get this thing wrapped up. I forgot to hit record again. But we got it on. That joker slick as Al. Well, I can't say that word, I don't guess, kind of shit. Yeah, she's slick. She's got the slickums on it. We put the slickums on that thing. Yeah, for only 3 little lights and no light on this side, think it come out pretty good. You can kind of see the reflections. You can brush your teeth in that thing. Probably floss too. It's pretty good. I like it. I got some good clear for the money. I'm gonna let it sit up a little bit more, peel this plastic off, because I just get nervous after I paint something that's got plastic on it, because even though you got it fastened down and all that good stuff, it tends to find its way loose and then end up right where you just painted. It gets excited about new paint. So get that crap off, and I like to try to get it outside, look at it, get it out from under these direct lights. Because I mean, there's some imperfections in it. I mean, this is just a normal paint job. This is not going to no Riddler shows or nothing like that. I'm just a damn redneck out here in the woods painting a car. So we'll let it dry up and get it out in the sun, hopefully, and see what it looks like. Yeah, we'll see what a failure looks like, or an idiot. That roof looks killer, man. It looks awesome. It really does. Car looks killer. This is about what it would look like painted, just going, light silver and then dark silver. But the problem is, the roof is the wrong color. No, man, I've just been stabbed through the heart. It is what it is, though. I'm gonna let it just do its thing. I'm not even worried about trying to get it out in the sun, because I gotta move a bunch of stuff around. I'm gonna go home and probably just ride mini bikes the rest of the day. Just not even worry about it. Just start fresh next week. And I don't even know. Man, I'm an idiot. I don't know. I thought for some reason we was going this way, this direction, and then somehow I flip-flopped through the process and trying to get this thing knocked out. I was just in a hurry. It's my fault. It's 100% my fault. And now I gotta pay for it. So it is what it is. We can fix it. At least it ain't the whole entire car painted and they gotta redo the entire car. So that's the good part of it. But still gotta work on the hood. I thought about going ahead and doing that, but I'm just, my ambitions done got on the bus and went to Sturgis. So I'm gonna go home, ride many bikes rest of the day, probably put this video together for y'all, and we're gonna get on this thing next week. Yep, looks killer. Get to redo it. That's gonna be the fun part. Love it. That's worse than taping, redoing things. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm at a loss for words, man. And it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. At least it's got a good base to start with, and we'll make it better. We'll make it right. Make it what he wants. It is what it is. So like I said, hope y'all enjoyed it. Tell your buds, like, subscribe, go back and watch some of my other videos if you will. And we will catch y'all on the next one when we make this one right.